how can you save 1 year of your child's time with the help of the Dual Enrollment Program. The study materials will not be created by AcadFly at all. The idea would be that you can make an informed decision which country and which university is going to be the best for your child in order to kickstart their career. In USA, UK and some of the other countries that I'm talking about, you need to earn college credits in order to graduate. Hello everyone and welcome to this complete guide to Dual Enrollment Program with AcadFly. In this series, I will take you through each and every step that you need to know about the Dual Enrollment Program and how it is such an attractive proposition for your child, especially if you want to get them admitted at one of the top 100 universities across the globe, whether it is USA, UK, Canada, Australia, or any other country. If they have the Dual Enrollment Program in them, then we can help ensure that your child gets admitted across one of those top 100 universities. And why is it so attractive? In this multi-part series, I'm going to provide you all the details that you need to know. Which country can you ensure that your child gets admission into? What are the universities that we partner with? What exact curriculum and course that your child is going to be taken through? And also, and most critically, how can you save 1 year of your child's time with the help of the Dual Enrollment Program? So let's start with some basic details. What exactly is this program all about? The basic sentiment of Dual Enrollment Program is that you can earn your college credits while you're still in school. Now, in USA, UK, and some of the other countries that I'm talking about, you need to earn college credits in order to graduate. आप इस तरीके से समझिए that your child needs to earn for every year almost 24 credits in order to complete his or her academic year. So in year 1, your child needs to cover 24 credits. Similarly, in year 2, year 3, and year 4. And with the help of Dual Enrollment Program, your child can start earning the credits while they are still in school, which means starting from class 9th, they would be able to get these credits. Matlab, by the time they finish their class 12th, they would have already completed first year of their college degree. And this is not a hyperbole. They get admission directly into year 2. Now, doesn't that sound promising? Now, what is it that you need to do in order to start with the Dual Enrollment Program? And how can AcadFly assist you here? These are the things that we are going to discuss today. And in the next few videos across the series, I'm going to take you through some of the universities that we have partnered with. I'll be focusing on the destinations as well. Agar aapko USA jana hai, USA mein what are the universities that we are partnering with? Similarly for UK, Australia, Canada, and other countries. The idea would be that you can make an informed decision. Which country and which university is going to be the best for your child in order to kickstart their career. Because the idea is extremely simple. Your child gets to save 1 year of their academic education. And without any other interruption, let's start with what exactly is the Dual Enrollment Program. Now, some of the key highlights here are that your child gets to start directly from class 9th. अगर वो class 9th में है, then he or she is eligible to start the Dual Enrollment Program. And for every year, they can earn credit based on the courses that they are going to select. Now, as I mentioned earlier, in order to complete one academic year, your child needs to earn 24 credits. Now, what that means is, अगर हम class 9th से start करते हैं Dual Enrollment Program, up until class 12th, they can wrap up 6 credits every year. Now, we are not going to put a cap on कि वो हर साल कितने courses pick कर सकते हैं. This is obviously going to be dependent on what their current pedagogy is. This is going to be dependent on उनके बाकी preparation कैसे चल रहे हैं. Boards exam बीच में आएंगे, so obviously they'll not take up as many courses as they would like to do in class 10th and 12th. But what we would want to ensure is that within these 4 years, they are able to cover as many credits as possible. Now, this doesn't mean कि अगर वो class 9th में नहीं है, that doesn't mean that they cannot start. They can still pick it up in class 10th and 11th and 12th. But obviously the journey becomes a little bit harder because they'll have to invest more time in 1, 2 or 3 years, right? So the ideal time is to start at class 9, but they can obviously pick it up from class 10th, 11th and 12th as well. Now, we also provide the option that they can pick up a half year credit, which means that you can start at 12 credits. And if you think that your child has the necessary bandwidth available at their disposal, then they can pick up the option for 24 credits as well, which means that you can go two routes here. Number one, 12 credits, which is half a year of saving. And number two, obviously, is the 24 credit system, where they get to save an entire academic year. Uske alawa, the key thing over here is that all these credits are directly transferable to all these universities that AcadFly has already partnered with. Now, this would be the key to the dual enrollment program. यहाँ पे वो जितने भी courses pick करते हैं, whichever ones that they go for will be directly transferred to the university. So as soon as they enter that university, they would have already received those credits, and therefore according to either the 12 or 24 credits that they have captured, they would be able to start with their education accordingly. If they have done 12 credits, they'll save half a year. If they have done 24 credits, they'll save an entire full year and gain admission directly into the second year. Now, every course would last for 6 to 15 weeks. Now, this again is dependent on the child. We understand at AcadFly that your child's current education should not be disrupted. And therefore, we provide a system where you can decide the pace of the entire credit course that you are picking up. Overall, for every course, you need almost 37.5 hours to complete, and you can determine that whether you need 6 weeks for that particular course or 15 weeks. So we will be flexible on that part, and so would be the university in order to complete that particular course. Now, if you finish up all these 12 or 24 credits, you would be able to move forward and determine कि आपका बच्चा कितनी जल्दी एडमिशन ले सकता है और कितना टाइम सेव कर सकता है. Next up, what were the key advantages? The first one that I have already mentioned, and that is the most crucial, you get to save up to 1 year of your child's overall graduation time. So think of it this way, अभी अगर आपका बच्चा क्लास 9, 10th, 11 में कहीं पढ़ रहा है, and along with his peers, he has this idea to go and study abroad. Now, while his peers would be graduating in 4 years' time, if it is a 4-year degree, your child can graduate within 3 years if he or she decides to start with the dual enrollment program. So he'll have an edge above his peers and his friends in order to wrap up his degree. That is the biggest advantage of the dual enrollment program. Not to mention, on top of it, you obviously get to save a decent amount of fees from a first year perspective. Now, first year for these universities are somewhere between 55 to 60,000, in some cases a little bit higher as well. But with the dual enrollment program, every single course is at a standardized fees, which means that not only do you get to save on those $35,000, but you also get to save obviously on the accommodation costs and travel costs and multiple other costs that are associated with study abroad. So you get to save 1 year of your time, but you also get to save up to 30,000 US dollar, if not more, with the first year fee in itself. Apart from it, as soon as you enroll in your dual enrollment program, the university that you are affiliated with, the university where a child would want to go ahead and study in, they will start to build up their profile immediately. Because the idea for studying abroad, as it differs from multiple Indian universities, is that they want to create a holistic personality. उनके दिमाग में ये नहीं रहता कि यार education बस करा दो, get them a degree and then throw them out because the next batch is about to come in. The idea for these universities is to prepare a well-rounded individual who can network and integrate in the society and move forward as a successful professional. And purely from that perspective, the dual enrollment program would help kickstart their journey right from school. There are multiple courses that are affiliated to personality building as well as communication skills, and that is going to be a key part of the dual enrollment program. Last but not the least, as I mentioned before, all these universities are a part of the top 100 undergraduate program ecosystem all across the globe, be it US, UK, Canada, Australia, or other countries. So your course that you are going to be affiliating your child with is going to be one of the globally recognized courses, which will obviously set them apart even further. So not only do you get to save 1 year of your child's time, but you also get to save a lot in your fees, as well as provide them with the necessary global recognition that your child truly deserves. Now, the flexible study options is another key attractive proposition of the dual enrollment program. जैसा मैंने आपको पहले भी बताया था, you can provide your child with those courses depending on the bandwidth that they have available, which means in a given year, depending on how much time that they have at their disposal, class 10th and 12th में obviously कम होगा, they can choose the necessary courses. But that is not the only flexibility that the dual enrollment program offers. These classes would be conducted on a hybrid basis. So online भी आपके class हो सकती हैं. You can also visit the AcadFly center where you can study with the faculties, right? So hybrid pedagogy यहाँ पे होगी. The teachers that are a part of this ecosystem are university approved. So they'll have to undergo a rigorous test from a university perspective before they are approved. Quality is something that we are exceptionally particular about. AcadFly, being a part of Physics Wala, knows that teachers are the most important facet of any pedagogical system. And therefore, we want to ensure that whenever your child gets affiliated with this program, he or she receives the best possible form of education. So purely from that perspective, the classes that will be taken up by the teachers, those teachers would be of the best possible quality for you. Now, as I mentioned previously, courses will run from 6 to 15 weeks. हर एक कोर्स के पर्सपेक्टिव से we will provide you the necessary bandwidth to determine कि आप कितने टाइम में वो कोर्स कंप्लीट कर सकते हैं. It's not just about the flexibility of providing you with the time option, because we know कि कभी-कभी bandwidth कम या ज़्यादा हो सकती है बच्चे के पास, but also from the perspective that we understand that certain courses can be a little bit complicated. हो सकता है वो पहली बार में नहीं समझ में आए, especially if you're looking at class 9, 10 student, picking up some of those courses might be a little more strenuous, and therefore we are saying कि आप अपने according वो bandwidth decide कर सकते हैं. Those 37.5 hours work of class load, you can stretch it from 6 weeks to 15 weeks. अगर आपको जल्दी समझ में आ रहा है कोर्स, अगर आपके बच्चे को आराम से वो कोर्स पिकअप करने में कोई इशू नहीं आ रहा है, he or she can wrap it up within 6 weeks and jump on to the other course. But अगर लगता है थोड़ा सा complicated है, इसको समझने में टाइम लग रहा है, you need to put in additional hours in order to complete that particular course, you can obviously stretch it through 8, 10, 12 or even 15 weeks, right? And that is going to be another key part from the dual enrollment perspective. Next, live classes की जितनी भी recording होंगी, they will be at your disposal. Your child can obviously repeat watch them, ensure कि अगर क्लास में ठीक से समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, they can go and access it over and over again until the time they are absolutely familiar. They can always come back and ask their doubts. That is going to be a separate facet, but live classes को भी वो record करके rewatch कर सकते हैं. Next up, personalized mentorship, and you also get updates about how your child is progressing through a course. Like I mentioned, we understand that some of these courses might be a little bit complicated. हो सकता है पहली बार में या दूसरी बार में समझ में नहीं आए. In that scenario, what we are going to ensure is that you get an update regarding each and every one of these courses. अगर कहीं पे भी कुछ complication आता है, if we think that the child takes a little more time in a given course, we'll let you know. If the child is progressing fantastically well in a certain course, we'll let you know. But throughout all these courses, we try and provide you with an update so that you understand where your child is. It's a long commitment, right? You potentially get to start 4 years before his college journey eventually begins, while he or she is still sitting at home. And therefore, you have every right to know how your child is progressing throughout this course. And therefore, our updates will always be accessible to you. Last but not the least, with all the academic resources and practice tests, they would be made available as soon as you pick up the course. Your child would be taken through each and every single one of them. And you will also ensure that for every practice test that happens, you receive an update about it as well. To my earlier point, ensuring that you have full visibility of how your child is progressing is of utmost importance to us. And therefore, what we like to ensure is for each and every one of these programs, for every single test, you get an update as soon as we have the results with us. And this is how we try to ensure that for every single course that your child picks up, he or she gets the best possible academic influence that they can receive. Next up, how is it that we at AcadFly are going to support you? Because we also understand that this is not something that is vastly available inside India. Rather, from an AcadFly point of view, this is something that we are trying to pioneer. AcadFly, being a part of Physics Wala, is always focused towards democratizing education and also disrupting the industry as much as possible. And therefore, what we are trying to do with the dual enrollment program is provide that kickstart to your child's dreams of studying abroad. So, from AcadFly's perspective, what is it that we are looking to achieve over here? Number one, as I mentioned earlier, our instructors will be university approved. So if, let's just say, your child wishes to go and study in the University of Sydney or Exeter or York or Seattle, across Australia, UK or US, across all of these universities, we are going to ensure that these instructors are university approved. And therefore, if you're picking up a college and a particular course with that college in mind, the instructor that is allocated has a clearance from that particular university to teach that course. Otherwise, what is the point? Next up, study materials will come directly from the university. The study materials will not be created by AcadFly at all. Everything that is being taught will come directly from the university. All the universities that I mentioned earlier, York, Exeter, Seattle, they will be providing the study material directly to the child who gets enrolled in the dual enrollment program. Number three, for every test and exam, our instructors would be available to ensure that a child performs the best possible that he or she can. But अगर कहीं problem भी आती है, then they are available to sort out any issues that are potentially visible. अगर कहीं पर बच्चा लगता है थोड़ा सा वीक पड़ रहा है, अगर लगता है कि एक पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक को समझने में थोड़े से कॉम्प्लिकेशंस आ रहे हैं, then our instructors will be there to ensure that they are able to provide the best possible guidance at any given point of time in order to ensure that a course is completed as quickly as possible. But if you also need to go in depth about a particular course, अगर आपको लगता है कि the child wants to go in a particular area and therefore a certain course needs more hand holding than the other ones, then that is also feasible. Next up, assistance with application, visa and financial aid. Now we understand it's not just a journey for the first year itself, right? Dual enrollment helps on ensuring that your child gets admitted to one of the top universities in the world and your first year gets completed before they even hit the shores across any of the countries. But we will also provide you with the assistance for second, third and fourth year. अब application भरनी पड़ेगी, right? Some of you might need financial aids. Some of you might need help with visa and rest of the stuff as your child prepares to embark on their journey to any of these countries. So, from all of those things perspective, we would provide you with the necessary assistance wherever you see fit. अगर वो US के लिए है, Obviously, the application visa process is going to be different. For UK, it will be different. For Australia, it will be different. And whichever country and university you choose to select, we would want to assure that not only are you 100% tension free while your child is in India, but even when they go and study abroad, those tensions, those issues are completely unfounded and removed from your ecosystem, so that your child can focus on one thing and one thing alone, which is graduating from one of the best universities in the world. Now, credit transfer coordination, like I mentioned, this is the key highlight, the biggest USP of the dual enrollment program. The number of credits that your child completes, they would be transferred directly to the university, and based on the number of courses and the credits that your child has done, that will become how much time he or she saves, right? Like I mentioned, 12 courses या 12 credits भी वो complete कर सकते हैं, 24 भी complete कर सकते हैं. If it is 12 credits, that means the child has saved half year of their first year. If the child has done 24 credits, that means they have saved one entire year of their academic journey, and therefore they will get admission directly in the second year. Last, ongoing mentorship and guidance for both you and your child. It's an important journey, starting off with undergraduate. And as years have progressed, what we have seen is that the study abroad ecosystem is gaining prevalence. We understand that Indian education system, as good as it is, as brilliant as it is, has certain flaws. And therefore, in order to ensure that the child receives the best possible education system, we like to ensure that the future is as best as possible, and therefore studying abroad becomes a viable option. And therefore, starting with dual enrollment program, we ensure that this journey gets picked up as quickly as possible for you and your child. So wherever those issues are, those gets resolved as quickly as possible. So throughout this process, the number of years that your child is associated with us in the dual enrollment program, we would ensure that he or she receives the best possible guidance for their journey, not only throughout this course, but also for when they are actually going to study abroad and actually kick-starting off their academic journey. Now, the financial benefits of the dual enrollment program. Like I mentioned, you can save up to 50% off on their first year fee, and in certain cases a little bit more, because you also get to save on visa, accommodation, and other expenses that come with studying abroad. So you get to save all of that. So all in all, you get to save 30,000 US dollars, in certain cases a little bit more than that. So financially, it also makes it an attractive proposition for you. Second, across these universities that AcadFly has partnered with, the undergraduate salary on an average comes out to be 62 lakhs. So a little over 80,000 US dollar, which is a pretty attractive sum depending on the country and the area that you're residing in. So at an undergraduate level, if your child is earning close to 80,000 US dollars, they can have a really good lifestyle to start with. Not only that, but the return on your education at that level is going to be significantly higher compared to what they would have achieved if they hadn't saved the first year worth of tuition cost. So all in all, financially, it's also a very attractive proposition. It not only is providing you with kickstarting your child's journey at almost 1 year ahead of their peers, but financially as well, it's a pretty attractive proposition for you. Now, how do you get to enroll? I understand this is not an easy or a fast decision to make. Therefore, this entire process would be communicated directly to you by one of the top counseling team members at AcadFly. You can reach out to them directly in the link mentioned below in this video description. You can reach out to us via our website. You can reach out to us via any of our social channels. Simply mention dual enrollment program in the query that you're putting in. But the idea is that throughout this process, we will guide you through the necessary steps, right? It's not going to be a one call and done kind of situation. We would want to ensure that you have all the information necessary before you make this call. We will take you through all the possible destinations. We will take you through all the universities that you can potentially get your child admitted into. We can take you through the process of what happens for a certain university, how many courses are available, what kind of credit system transference is available, how to ensure that in the second year when your child goes to that particular university, he or she faces absolutely no problem. All these details would be given to you when you get in touch with our counseling team, because this is the key part from how AcadFly differentiates itself with the other service providers. We do not want to impose anything on you. We want to ensure that this is a two-way communication where you get to ask all the questions that you really want to ask regarding the dual enrollment program. So you get in touch with our team. As soon as you are absolutely satisfied in terms of understanding what the dual enrollment program is all about, and if you want to move forward with it, we start with the application process. We take you through direct communication with the university SPOC. You get a chance to have a conversation with them directly as well. You get the necessary satisfaction of that, hey, my child is now going to start their education journey for a particular university in a given country. And as soon as that is done, you wrap up your application process and your child gets to start within a few days with the necessary course transfers. Now, all of this can potentially seem a little daunting, if nothing else. This, as I mentioned, is how AcadFly is trying to disrupt the study abroad market by ensuring that a child can start their journey as quickly as possible. And purely from this perspective, this will not be a one standing video. This will be a series which I mentioned in the very beginning, where I'll take you through multiple destinations and multiple universities that we are partnering with. So you can make an informed decision about the dual enrollment program. However, if you think that you are to an extent satisfied and a little more curious about the program, then you can obviously get in touch with us at AcadFly. If there are any other questions, we will be able to ensure that not only does your child get to start their academic journey as quickly as possible, but you as a parent are also able to entrust your child's future in our safe hands. Thank you.